Welcome to BitByBit-Code channel. In this video, today we are going to learn about the browser object model that is known as DOM and the worm. Here there are two things that we need to learn that is much more important. And one of the topic is known as browser object model. In this only, we are going to learn about the document object model that is known as DOM. And from now onwards, we are going to learn about the asynchronous topic like set timeout, async await, and lot of concept. And the previous video that we have learned about the object and object methods. Many other things we have learned. Here you can see there are lot of other object methods are there like freeze, value, keys, seal, is sealed, assign, and lot of other concepts. Now, today we are going to learn about the browser object model. In that, there are five types are there, and one of them that we are going to learn about that is known as document object model. This is the one of the most important topic in the entire JavaScript. Why? Because we need to extract entire data. Okay, that we need to extract entire data from the HTML to JavaScript. Now, in the previous video, like we have seen object and other thing, that is fine. And today, suppose now take one example. There is one input field in your Google. Okay, now leave our Google. Come to any other web pages like movie. Some movie websites are there. There are thousands of website, third-party websites are there. And that whatever you are going to search, at the same thing that will be go to the backend. How that will go? So that for that, what we need to do in essence, document.getElementById. That input field will be there. From that field, that we are taking the value, and that value we are sending to that API, and then that API will be generated like API will be sending to the backend, and then the backend will be continuing with that procedure whatever the movie you are searched. That suppose if you are searching for a movie that is related to that particular movie, like suppose if you are searching for Fast and Furious or anything, you can take any example. I'm just giving one small example. You can just take Avatar or else Avengers. Suppose you have typed the Avengers, and then it will go to the backend and search for the Avengers movies, and it will be giving back to the browser. And then suppose if that movie is not existing at all, like imagine that Avengers movie not at all introduced, and then still you are searching for that Avengers, then how it will be like it will be showing that page not found or it's for not found, something they will provide. So this is the thing like how that will be like searching the engine, and how that will take the input, and how it will be responding to the JavaScript, and how you can write the HTML and CSS in the by being inside the JavaScript file. That all we are going to see that one by one. And now, okay, so now come back to the this lecture, and then you can see what is BOM. So BOM stands for browser object model. uh, Whenever we open the browser itself consider as an object, and the object is known as BOM. So in the previous also I have told you the entire JavaScript is known as object only, where in the Java that is object oriented, and JavaScript is object based. That means entire JavaScript, whatever we are typing, and everything is known as object here. Now, here there is one next point. The another name of BOM is known as window. So this is the one of the like interview question you can say in that what they will ask in the sense. So what are the bomb methods, or else what they will ask, what are the window? What is window in JavaScript? So this is the basics question they will ask, and then window is the global object in front-end JavaScript. That's fine, leave that. And in the window, what are the things we are going to learn? One is the DOM, that is here, that you can see DOM, that stands for document object model, that we will learn. And then next, history, like whenever you are going to type something, the suggestions will come, like previously you have typed. And then this one is the screen in the sense the what size you are using. Suppose if you're using one HP laptop, like gaming laptop, that big, the screen will be little bit big. And if you're using a laptop like smart laptop, that what will happen, the size of the screen will be little bit less, like the pixel. Suppose my screen width is like in the pixel, I will tell around 1700 or 1800, how much I don't know. I'm just providing one small example. Suppose my screen is around 1700. Maybe your screen is little bit more, and your learning in a window that is on a monitor and connected with the CPU, that will little bit more, like that will take around 2400, like that. And then here navigation and location, everyone knows here what is the use case of navigation location. So leave all this for data that we will learn at the end of the JavaScript. Why? Because these all are little bit neglect, we can neglect, but we cannot neglect the DOM. Why? Because the entire DOM, that BOM stands on the DOM only. Why? Because here the whenever we need to extract the data. Suppose if you want to create one web page, web application, then how we will do? Like either we need to use like mini projects, like we can use the React directly, but using in a React also, there also we need to pass the component. And if you are using here, then we need to write their document, like we need to extract that HTML element. So we will see one by one. Leave all these things and just read this one. Whenever we execute HTML file in a browser, the browser converts the HTML file to the tree-like structure, and the tree-like structure is known as DOM. Okay, now I will go back to the browser and index.html. Just I will start my server. Now I will go for the inspect, and if I click on the elements, okay, here you can see everything is like a tree-like structure. In HTML is a main branch, in that it is having two childrens. One is the head and one is the body. Inside the body, it is having some other childrens. That means hierarchy tree-like structure they have given here. So that means you can see in the elements how it is work. Now and tree-like structure is known as DOM. It is a child object of BOM, that is fine. In DOM tree, every HTML tag is treated as an object. Okay, this one, body, header, script, this all are being treated as an object, and the attributes of the tag are treated as property of the object. So you can just understand what is the meaning of that particular. If you are not able to understand this topic, just go to the DN or SW3 school, just read the definitions and you will get to know about this example. Now every tag is known as node of the tree. Okay, either we can call it as a what we can say, tree like structure, or else that every tag is known as node. Okay, and then DOM, it is a used to manipulate the HTML dynamically through the JavaScript. I have already told you that if by being inside the JavaScript file, if you want to send any data, or else if you want to add the CSS or HTML element, you can create your own HTML element by being inside the JavaScript. That I will tell you later. But first, okay, this is one of the small example. Like you can see here, it is like a tree-like structure, and this one is a head and this one is a body. Inside the body, I have created one div and the section. Inside this div, I have written h1 and hello and some other thing. Okay, you got to know what is the mean by tree-like structure. And next, uh, to access the HTML element, these are the some of the small examples I have written. You can just try this effort document.head, document.body, and other things, and store inside one variable and console that. You will get to know how it will work. Now we will come for the document elements. Okay, DOM methods. Like in the DOM method, the first thing that we are going to learn about the document.getElementById. Okay, in the ID, how it will work in the sense. Just a second. Here, how we can do in the sense, like go back to the HTML, and here you can see h1 is there. Now for this h1, I will pass ID as okay 1, so that it will be easy for me to understand, like pass the data, and then I will erase all these things. It's not at all required, and then let 1 is equal to, okay, document dot get element by ID, and then pass that ID name like 1. And if I console log that one, you will see the data, like what are the things, like we will get a node inside the console. See here, h1 is directly printing. If I refresh this one, okay, okay, you have seen one time something, like see now. So what will happen in the sense, we will get the entire node list, and we will go back to the browser and we will search for this one. Okay, Here it is used to get the HTML element based on the ID name. Okay, it accepts one argument, that is when the argument element is ID name. Okay, that's fine. This return the entire first element occurred in the given. Okay, that's available, or else it will return null. So that means what they mean to tell in the sense, suppose ID is there currently, we will get, and suppose and that ID is not at all there, I will write as this one as 2. Then one is not there in the entire this one, then what we will happen, we will get the null. So this is also one of the most interview asked question, like what document.getElementById will return, like that they will ask. So document.getElementById, if the data is there, then it will print that, or else it will provide null. So you should tell like this. Okay, I will just change that to 1. Now we have seen one is printing in properly. Suppose now for this one, what I can do in the sense, like one dot style dot color is to red. See here, the color has been changed to the black to the red. So that means I can change any data and I can extract any data from the HTML and then update that. So that means in the previously what I have told you, like we can manipulate the data. Somewhere I have written. Okay, fine. We can manipulate the data in the sense we can change the data of the HTML. If it is a, we can change the we can change the HTML element. We can change the style, and we can add the new tags, and we can add the new properties of the for CSS, and we can add the ID class and many other things. Okay, next here we have seen with the uh, class ID, like that same we are having class also. Here class is to let to is equal to document dot get element by ID, and here I will pass okay, here ID is there, get element by class name, and then from here onwards, instead of class we will write the class name. Why? Because class is a one of the like property in the JavaScript. So we can't use the class again and again afterwards now in the script tag. Okay, and like in React also, you know the concept. Like we can't use class, instead of class we are having alternate name as class name. Now two, and then console log of. Okay, this one I will keep here, or else we don't require now anyhow. I will console this one, and you will see HTML collection will be we will getting, right. And then in how I can add CSS, already you have seen, like if I want to change that content uh, of okay, JS objects is there, right. Now two dot now what we are going to do in the sense, for the class, how we will get in the sense, like inner HTML, uh, okay, inner HTML, and then save this one, and we will go back to the browser, and then we will check that it's printing or not. So here object.js is there, and in HTML collection h2.2, that is fine. And now okay, something here we are missing, 2 dot inner HTML, that is correct, in console log of 2. Then okay, just a second here, 2, and then 2 2 dot inner HTML is to hide. Okay, and inner HTML. After this one, we will go back to the browser and we will check that it's printing or not. Okay, it's not printing. Just a second. Okay, for class, what we need to do in the sense, we need to pass the that element ID to the direct to that parent, like where we're extracting this one. From there, what we need to do, we need to pass this 0 so that it will go for that particular element, and you can see. Now, suppose you will ask, suppose we are having multiple elements like that. Okay, and see, we are having 4 to 5 class of same h2, and we will go back to the browser. And then now in this one, how we will get to know that for this one only we need to pass. For that, what we need to do in the sense, like we need to pass the array of index. Like previously I have passed 0 for this one. For that, what it was happening for the first line, it was there, and then now it is in second line. Suppose if you want to do for this all, then we will go for the for each loop. Then what we can do in the sense, 2 dot for each. Okay. Hmm. Okay, and then element dot, just I will copy this one, and then I will just remove, then I will save, and then go back to the browser. Okay, just a second, something, for each element, and then element dot inner html, and we are getting an error, that is uncaught reference error. 2 dot for each is not a function. Okay, here what is happening in the sense, okay, class name, what it will return and node list. Okay, html collection. And now in this html collection, okay, now how we can change data, like there is one method called array dot from. So what it will do in the sense, like it will convert the data to that array, and then what it will happen, it will print the data what we are requiring. So HTML collection is there. In that HTML collection, what is happening, that we are converting from HTML collection to HTML collection to then array. That means now entire data is being changed. So this is the one of the way that we can learn by like array dot from. This is the one of the array method, that is the one of the important, that some of the advanced topic I have told that I will teach you in the DOM, or else like in the later videos I have told like that. Now we are going to learn one by one, like if we require that will we will learn. And this is the example for this one now, array dot by document dot get element by class name. So like this we have learned the document dot get element by id and class name, like that. Next we are having a tag name. That tag name is you can learn from any of the website. That is like if you try by yourself, then only you will get to know how to use those things. And apart from that, we're having a query selector. Okay, now next, query selector and query selector all is there. Now okay, now what we will do in the sense, we will learn about the query selector, and then you can learn later about the query selector all by yourself. So that if you don't try, then what will happen in the sense, you will be dependent on AI, or else any one of the YouTube, or else anything. Now three, in this three, what I will do in the sense, okay, already we have I have shown you the examples. And okay, now here you can see another example is there, like input tag. Instead of these three, what I will do, input type is to text, that's fine, and then id id is to 3, and then here let 3 is equal to document dot query selector of okay, that we have passed id. So for that, pass hash, and then 3. Okay, next console log of 3, and I will remove this 2 so that it will be not displaying in the console. And then if I go back to the browser, you can see input is there. And now the what are the value I'm going to write inside this one, like input, like I'm going to write bit by bit code. Okay, bit by bit, and then code. I have written a bit by bit code, and what are the thing I'm going to write? The same thing it should be sending to the browser in like in the backend. So instead of sending to the backend, currently what are I'm going to write? It should store inside one like console, that we can see on the display. So how we can do in the sense, like 3 dot value, 3 dot value. And now, okay, here, then we are going to pass the data, okay, bit by bit code, and what are the we are going to type, and on the hit of enter, what it should do in the sense, or else on the click, the data same should be printed on the console. So how we can do in the sense, like come back to the browser, and then okay, now event listener is that is on another topic that we will learn later. Instead of that, what we can do in the sense, function, like the name we can give as xy currently, and then I will wrap this one, and then if I go back to browser, and then I will write button, and click, that's it, and then on click, of that xy, that is one function. On click of that, what it should happen in the sense, the same data should be printed inside the browser. Now I'm clicking on the this button. Now what are the data I'm going to write here? The same data is in printing in the bit by bit code, that is inside console. So that means we have learnt about the data, and instead of, like I have shown you one small example, like instead of input you can pass any other thing and extract the data and update the data, or else to extract the data, like we are having five ways. That is, one is the document.getElementById, another one is the getElementByClass name, and query select all. So query selector and query selector all little bit same. If you want the definition, or else some more examples about that one, then here you can pause the video and just read this definition, like it is similar to the previous one, like that I have already clearly mentioned that. And then last name, and then tag name. So you can practice this tag name, that is simple, you will get to know. And here you can see I already written like a div, and then what it is storing. Many other things are there. You can just pause the video and go back to the browser, and then practice again and again. And here some of the examples I have written, and you can just extract the data, or else you can manipulate the data. Like input dot type is to pass, like text it was there, and I have changed to the password. You can also do this one. This is the simple thing. You can just pause the video and go ahead and practice little bit more and more examples, and inner HTML, inner text, and inner content. By this one, what it will happen in the sense, it will change the like HTML data. Like already we have seen here, where it is, like instead of JS object that I have passed as a hi. So this is inner HTML, inner content, and other things are there. You can go back and practice again and again. Then you will get to know how to use this all these things. So, and just check that what is the difference between inner HTML, content, and inner text. So you will find the ways, and there are two to three ways of writing the style. So this one I have already shown you. And if you don't want this one, like suppose if you wanted to write multiple CSS property, then go for this second way. Like this, I have provided some of the example, and after this one I will go back in the upcoming sections. I will provide how to add the another class name, and how to add the toggle, and how to add the class list, and other things I'm going to explain in the next video. Thanks for watching the video, and if you're having any doubt, just comment, and go ahead for the next problems, and go for the next difficult levels and other thing. Then you will become a master in the React and JavaScript and other things. We will meet in the next video.